Hello everyone, myself Kanchan Sinha. Today I will like to discuss about what is knowledge. The contents are meaning, importance, characteristics and types of knowledge and also the sources of knowledge. Knowledge. It is a familiarity, awareness or understanding of someone or something such as facts, information, description of skill which is acquired through experiences or education by perceiving, discovering and learning. Terms knowledge, information and wisdom are interrelated to each other. We can define knowledge as assured belief, information, enlightenment, practical skill and there are slight difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is the accumulation of facts and information, whereas wisdom is synthesis of knowledge and experiences. Knowledge is related to the facts, concepts, theories, and principles that are taught, whereas wisdom depends one's relationship and the meaning of life. Knowledge is knowing how to use gun. Wisdom is knowing when to use gun and when to keep it in hand. Importance of knowledge. It is a powerful and important part of life. A famous Sanskrit verse says that an educated person is honored everywhere. Knowledge has equipped man with limitless power. With knowledge, man can dominate over beings who are much stronger than him in strength. Knowledge has helped humans and prompted the progress of our civilization. Knowledge accounts for the success of the people. The more knowledge you are, the more advantage you have over the people. Characteristics of knowledge. Knowledge is like wealth. The more he gets, the more he craves. Knowledge never decays. Knowledge once gained casts a light beyond its own immediate boundaries. Information is the source of knowledge. The word knowledge implies three things: truth, proof, and conviction. Facts and values are the basis of the structure of knowledge. Knowledge is boundless. Types of knowledge. There are 6 types of knowledge. Now, for number 1, priori knowledge. Second, posteriori knowledge. Third, propositional knowledge. Fourth, non-propositional knowledge. Fifth, explicit knowledge. And sixth, tactic knowledge. First, we will explain the number 1 knowledge, that is priori knowledge. As the literal meaning of priori is from before or from earlier. It implies that a person can derive knowledge from the world without needing to experience it. Deductive reasoning forms the basis of arriving conclusion. It means that there are certain assumptions that one can take for granted. This knowledge is non-empirical. Empirical means originating or based on observation or experiences. This knowledge does not need any experiences. This type of knowledge comes from theoretical reasoning rather than actual observation. Second is posterior knowledge. A posterior, which means from what later or from what comes after. It is the knowledge which is gained through experiences. Knowledge depends on experimental evidence or warrant. This knowledge is empirical, that is arrived at afterward. Truth of physics, chemistry and biology are instances of a posterior knowledge. A posterior judgment adds to the knowledge, but the knowledge yielded can sometimes be uncertain or problematic. This kind of knowledge is gained by first having experiences and then using logic and reflection to derive understand from it. It is believed a prior knowledge is more reliable than a posterior knowledge. In philosophy, term posterior is sometimes used with empirical knowledge based on observation. Positional knowledge is also known as descriptive or declarative knowledge. Elicited knowledge is propositional knowledge. Propositional knowledge is one which can be literally expressed in proposition. It is a knowledge of something and not about how to do something. For example, you can learn to use computer but not how to program a computer. Some examples are reading a manual of computer book, memorizing the procedure, are the example of this type of knowledge. Non-propositional knowledge, also known as procedural knowledge. It is opposite to propositional knowledge. It is used or applied in specific problem and situation. It gives the rules and guidelines for initiating legal action, conducting functions, and dealing with administrative problems. What you have learned in propositional knowledge, it's time to apply here. Explicit knowledge, the knowledge that can be communicated by using formalized language. This knowledge can be found in textbooks and encyclopedia, something that can be readily articulated, codified, assessed, and verbalized. More formal and it is more reliable. Knowledge that can be recorded and communicated through media like libraries, etc. Tactic knowledge. This knowledge is difficult to transfer to another person and also difficult to visualize. Facial expression, body movements and gesture, body language, etc. may communicate information. Knowledge thus communicated non-verbally is tactic knowledge. It is opposite to explicit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is easily transferable and tactic knowledge is almost impossible to communicate it. It is considered as intangible knowledge. It is based on intuition, experiences, observation, and internalized information. Thank you. Thank you for observing.